Hello everyone. Now we have an assignment from Dr. Untitled.
What is this?
This is what is this? Has one no job to be done?
No, I don't know.
It's so easy. Just Google now.
That's great.
At its core, Jobs Be Done is a framework to help you understand why and how people buy the products they do. We have found that if you understand the jobs to be done, you greatly increase your chances of connecting your product with the right buyer at the right time. I'll explain what I mean through this really quick story. Meet John. He's a product developer and he's ready to build the next great thing. This isn't his first launch though. He's had a few before, but it didn't go so well. The first time, he relied strictly on personas. His company told him they needed to sell to more women, specifically women within a certain age range and a certain income bracket. He knew exactly what to do. This was a disaster. Simply knowing who you want to sell to doesn't tell you how to develop your product for them or what they need to hear to understand how this product would help them. The second time, he decided to start with his engineering team. They had long, in-depth meetings to discuss all the great ways they could improve the product. It took a lot longer to build it, and it would cost a lot more money, but man, it had some of the most amazing features you would ever want to see. When they took the product to market, again, they were met with disappointment. Some customers took a look at all the new stuff, and they were instantly turned off. For those that did try it, it took them forever to learn how to use it, and most of them quit using it after a while. But John was determined to win, so he finally decided to just ask the customers simply, what would you want to see in our next launch? John's customers were great. They had a ton of ideas for him, and he listened carefully as each customer told them everything they should do. Everything from the new colors they should add into it, to how it should act on social media, to what size it should be. He took the list back to the development team, and they warned John, we can build it, but it's going to be expensive and take a long time to build. But John would hear none of it. The customer had spoken. How could they possibly go wrong? Months and months later, John took the product back to the market, but again, no one bought it. John became depressed. He loved building products, but he felt like he was just chasing his tail. Could anyone tell him how to build this thing? Not long after, John was driving home when his phone rang. It was his wife. She wanted him to grab pizza on the way home. His son's soccer team had won the big game, and boy were they hungry. She asked him to stop by the pizza shop and grab 5 pizzas quick. On the way, he notices a pizzeria he and his wife went for their anniversary. It was a beautiful place with candlelight and very good pizza. He remembered how nice and quiet that evening was. They sat there for hours. He finally makes it to the pizza shop and they have pizzas ready to go, quick and cheap. He grabs 5 and he's back in his car in a matter of minutes. He gets home and the kids are having a blast, running and yelling. They instantly devour all the pizza he bought. But luckily he kept a box for his wife and himself. As John thought about the 2 different times he had bought pizza, one with his wife on their anniversary and one for the kids, it became clear to him that he didn't buy the pizza based on any of his demographics. He didn't buy the pizza based on the features and benefits that came with pizza. What he actually did, and actually what we all do, is we hire products because we have a job that we need done. And so John recognized that he had 2 jobs to be done. And job number 1, help me feed my kids as fast as possible. It was perfect for the pizza shop. But he could have chosen hot dogs or hamburgers or any other type of fast food. Now for job number 2, help me celebrate a special occasion with my wife. Well, that was perfect for the restaurant. But he could have chosen a romantic movie, or maybe they could have took a nice walk together. But at no point did the pizza shop and the restaurant ever compete for the same job. But how could he use this to help his product? He did some research and found jobsbedone.org. There he learned techniques and frameworks that helped him see things differently. John went back to some of his best customers, and instead of asking what they wanted, He asked what were they doing the last time they bought a product like this. He was shocked to find out that people were using his product to get a lot of jobs done that he had never thought of. Now that John knew the jobs that his customers were trying to get done, he knew what to include in his next launch. And more importantly, he knew what to keep out. He knew what his marketing should say, using his customers' words, not just his own. He also thought of new places and ways to sell his product that were more convenient to not only his current customers, but to other customers that might be trying to get the same job done. It turns out that once John realized the different jobs his customers were hiring his product for, building, marketing, and selling his product successfully was much easier.
Are you understand?
No, it's not clear.
Alright, you should meet the professor's talk.
Oh, that sounds great. Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Hello everyone, today I will talk about job to be done. Let's see. For as long as innovation has been a top priority and frustration for leaders because it can make many profit for the company. But it's very difficult to create the innovation that the most people accept. It must use many costs for them. In the past, the solution that leaders use to design alternative in choosing which innovation will create data show correlation such as this customer look like that one, or 68% of customers say they prefer version A to version B. The innovation from that usually fail because the data not show what the customer really need from the product. That's why in the past rarely have the innovation successful. But don't worry about that because now we have a job to be done theory to help reduce risks in creating the innovation and find insight what customer really need. Job to be done is created by Craig at Harvard University. It's what customer really need to make them life better or what the customer want to accomplish. This is what we have come to call job to be done. We all have many jobs to be done in our life. Some are little, such as pass the time while waiting the line. Some are big, such as find more fulfilled career. Some regularly have a helpful lunch for my daughter to take to school. When we buy a product, we essentially hire it to help us to do a job. If it does the job well, the next time we confront with the same job, we tend to hire that product again. And it does a crappy job, we fire it and look for an alternative. So this is 5 things how to find customer need. First, do you have a job that needs to be done? Second, where you see non-consumption. Third, what we work around have people invented. Fourth, what are people to do at avoid? And the last, what supply users have customer invented for existing product.
May be confused about meaning of the job to be done. Let me show you the case study of the business that use job to be done. This is some brand and New Hershey brand. This is normally peanut butter. Please do research and for consumer situation, example, drive by car, travel train, play mobile game, and have to be eat this with one hand because it has packaging. So then create new product with meaning that has smaller piece and easy to eat because it has no foil. So we can eat this with one hand. Then this company brought $2 million to $35 million in 2 years. Not only sell product, but must also give consumer an experience. Roland, founder of American Doll, want to give her niece a Christmas gift, so she go to shopping mall and she found only doll that Barbie doll that's sexualized. So she made American Doll that has unique character and story of each doll. Kids can play doll and exchange new experience with friends. But the manufacturing of American Doll used 2 cents for package and 27 seconds to manufacturing. But Lola didn't want them to cut the package because she wants kids exciting when open the box. American Doll rarely sell doll, but American Doll sell an experience, so they can get and sold 29 million dolls.
Creating brand equity or purpose brand that focusing on what customer will get, maybe not for promoting or presenting various kind of product that not satisfy their needs. The same function that can also be copied by other company except for the purpose brand. Therefore, what we should do is to satisfy the purpose brand. Here, I will show you a case of a company that who did not satisfy their brand. As a result, this action affects job to be done. The first one, Sony company. Sony released a new CD player with it cheap and user-friendly without focusing on a purpose brand. Why Apple does it? Apple released the same product of it. It's called iPod. An iPod have a large memory to sing the song, or 1,000 a song. This is a purpose that satisfies their needs, but Sony doesn't do it. So this purpose band becomes successful that Apple does. Next, case 2. To be successful in job to be done, the company must know actually what they want to do, and the deal is a great example. It's produced and represented the deal with varied design and color instead of focusing on the purpose of product. According to Professor Theodore, he said people don't want to buy a quarter each, but they want to buy a quarter whole. Therefore, anything that can make a whole is what customers want. In conclusion, brand must concern about the usefulness of every equipment they produce, so the job is done.
Nowadays, it's certainly important to innovate, to improve your products and services, to win the fight against your competition for the customers. But to do that, we have to be sure that the actual customer wants or need these changes. Sometimes the companies are so focused in innovate and try to make the product better that they just make things worse because the customers only want a product that can accomplish their purpose. For example, some mobile phone companies such as Apple, Samsung, Huawei, etc. decided to focus a lot of the technology on their cameras, so this can unlock the cell phone by just pointing it to the owner's face, in order to be easier and faster to use the device and replace the finger scanner. A lot of people hated this feature because it doesn't work as it's supposed to, and they prefer to use the fingerprint scanner because they know it's going to work even if it lasts longer to unlock the device. If a company is willing to add a new feature or characteristic to the product, they have to be sure that it's going to be valuable for the customers, and then not just adding stuff and by doing it losing the actual purpose of the product. So that's all for Jobs to be Done. Thanks for watching us. See you next time. ขอบคุณครับ